A cat boop, whether it's a gentle nudge with their nose or a strategic tap with their paw, is never random. It's deliberate, and it always means something. Think about it. Cats are precise creatures. They don't waste energy on things that don't serve a purpose. If your cat walks up and presses its nose against your hand, or suddenly reaches out with a paw to tap your face, it's not just being cute, it's sending you a message. Maybe it's checking in, acknowledging your presence, or even demanding your attention. Booping is a universal feline gesture, like a little punctuation mark in their silent conversation with you. It's their way of saying, "Hey, I see you," or "You're part of my world." Some cats do it with a slow, gentle touch, almost like a tiny handshake. Others go for the full-force paw slap because, well, some cats have no chill. Either way, when your cat boops you, it's speaking in the only way it knows how. And if you start paying attention to when and how it happens, you'll realize your cat has been talking to you all along. Cats don't just live in your home, they believe they own it. And you're part of their territory too. When your cat boops you, whether with its nose or paw, it's not just a cute little gesture. It's a way of marking you as theirs. Cats have scent glands in their faces, paws, and even the pads of their feet. Every time they make contact, they're leaving behind tiny chemical messages that only other cats can detect. It's the same reason they rub their faces against furniture, doorways, or even your legs. They're not just being affectionate, they're claiming ownership. When your cat gives you a boop, it's saying, "This human, this one's mine." This instinct comes straight from their wild ancestors. In the wild, scent marking helps cats establish boundaries, signal familiarity, and even reinforce social bonds. House cats may not have to worry about territory disputes with predators, but the instinct remains. Booping, rubbing, kneading, it's all part of the same primal urge to make their world feel like home, and that includes making sure you smell like them. So if your cat keeps giving you little nose nudges or tapping you with its paw, take it as a compliment. You're officially part of the club, whether you agreed to it or not. Cats are master strategists. They don't just do things for fun, they do them with purpose. And when they boop you, sometimes it's not about affection or ownership. Sometimes it's a test. Picture this, you're lying in bed, peacefully asleep, when suddenly, boop, a tiny paw taps your nose. Or maybe you're focused on your phone, and out of nowhere, your cat reaches up and pats your face. It's not an accident. Your cat is checking something very specific, how much control it has over you. Cats are observant. They learn from cause and effect. If a gentle paw tap gets you to look up, talk to them, or better yet, feed them, they'll remember. That boop wasn't random, it was an experiment. Can I make my human react? Will this get me attention? Can I manipulate them into doing what I want? If the answer is yes, congratulations, you've just been trained by your cat. But it's not just about getting what they want. Cats also test boundaries to gauge trust and safety. A light boop might be their way of asking, "Are you really as predictable as I think you are?" Or even, "Will you respect me if I push the limit just a little?" If you respond with patience, they know you're safe. If you ignore them, well, expect another, slightly firmer boop. At the end of the day, every cat-human relationship has an unspoken set of rules. The boop is just their way of making sure you're still playing your part. Not all boops are about communication or control. Some are pure instinct. If your cat suddenly reaches out and taps you before darting away, congratulations, you've just been invited into a game. Cats are natural-born hunters. Even the laziest house cat has the instincts of a predator hardwired into its brain. In the wild, a well-timed paw tap could mean the difference between catching dinner and going hungry. That quick, stealthy touch is a testing move, like a boxer gauging their opponent before throwing a punch. When your cat boops you and immediately runs, it's mimicking the playful attacks it would use on prey or even fellow cats. It's the same behavior you see when they stalk a toy, freeze for a moment, then pounce. The boop is their way of saying, "Tag, you're it." Some cats take it to another level, turning the game into a full-fledged chase. A surprise boop to your ankle as you walk by? That's an ambush. A soft tap to your forehead while you're watching TV? That's an invitation to engage. And if your cat stares at you, tail twitching after the boop, you better be ready because round 2 is coming. This playful side of booping isn't just about fun, It keeps their minds sharp and their instincts active. So the next time your cat boops and bolts, don't just sit there. Chase them back. They're waiting for it. Not all boops are playful or demanding. Sometimes they're a quiet declaration of love. A gentle nose-to-nose touch or a soft paw resting against your hand isn't just cute, it's a sign of deep trust. Cats are selective about personal space. They don't just let anyone into their bubble, let alone press their face or paw against them. In the feline world, close contact is reserved for those they consider family. If your cat gives you a slow, deliberate boop, it's not just acknowledging you, it's saying, "I feel safe with you." This kind of boop is especially meaningful because it mimics the way cats interact with their mothers and littermates. Kittens nuzzle and touch each other for comfort, warmth, and reassurance. When an adult cat boops you in the same way, it's treating you like one of its own, a part of its inner circle. There's also an unspoken vulnerability in this gesture. A cat's face and paws are some of its most sensitive areas, packed with whiskers and nerve endings. Offering a soft boop means they trust you not to react unpredictably. It's an invitation to bond, a quiet way of saying, "You're important to me." So the next time your cat gently touches its nose to yours or rests a paw on your arm, don't brush it off. That little boop carries more meaning than words ever could. If there's one thing cats know how to do, it's getting attention. And when meowing doesn't work, staring isn't enough, and rubbing against your leg is being ignored, they go for the ultimate move, the boop. A well-placed paw tap or nose nudge is the feline equivalent of knocking on your door. It's not a question, it's a demand. "Hey human, focus on me." Whether they want food, playtime, or just to remind you that they exist, the boop is their way of cutting through whatever you're doing and making sure they're the priority. You've probably noticed the timing is always perfect. Scrolling through your phone too long? Boop. Trying to work on your laptop? Boop. Deep in conversation with someone else? Boop. Cats have an uncanny ability to know when you're distracted, and they don't like being ignored. And if you still don't respond, expect escalation. A light tap turns into a firmer push. A single boop becomes a rapid-fire series of paw slaps. Maybe a tail flick across your face, or in extreme cases, a full-body flop onto whatever you're focusing on. Because in your cat's mind, nothing should be more important than them. So when your cat boops you, don't just dismiss it. It's their final test, their last-ditch effort to remind you who really runs the household. And let's be honest, you already know the answer. So the next time your cat boops you, don't just laugh it off. Pay attention. That little tap isn't random. It's a message. Whether it's a mark of ownership, a playful challenge, a test of boundaries, or a gentle sign of trust, your cat is telling you something in its own unique way. Maybe it's claiming you as part of its world, maybe it's testing your patience, or maybe, just maybe, it just wants to see how quickly you'll drop everything to pay attention. Because let's be real, you will drop everything. Cats may not speak our language, but they don't need to. A single boop says it all. So the next time you feel that soft little tap, go ahead, boop them back. You're officially part of the club. And if you loved this deep dive into feline behavior, make sure to subscribe for more clawsome content. Because when it comes to understanding cats, there's always more to learn.